welcome to the third module on making impactful presentations. In this module, I will be sharing with you some steps which if you will take, you will be super confident about the presentation that you're going to make. You will make no mistakes and it will be really very, very impactful. You have to do hard work, presentation, but it is all going to make it only more and more wonderful and impactful for you. And most importantly, it creates your brand. So I have already shared with you the template for presentation planning. After you've done that, write it out, make a fair version, write it again, and have it in your mind what you're going to do. Write out the start and the ending and the content, make your PowerPoint. Make your PowerPoint or any other visual aid that you might want to like. You might want to like a whiteboard or a flip chart or any other visual aid, an object which you're going to speak about. You can carry that as a visual aid. Use all of that. If you want to carry a brochure, a presentation, a note which you have prepared for people, and if you can give that out to people, prepare that as well. So number one, write out your final version of presentation, the outline, and the start and the end must be written out word for word. In between, what are the points and the topics that you will cover? That needs to be written out. Then number two, prepare the visual aids that you want to use, whether it is a PowerPoint, brochures, handouts, a flip chart, or a visual object that you want to demonstrate. Use all of that. Then rehearse your entire presentation. Do it in front of some colleagues or some family member. One way to rehearse is also just to record it on your mobile phone. That is the simplest way, and that can also give you feedback. But when you do it in front of 4 or 5 people, you will get a lot of valuable feedback which can hone and polish your presentation to the next level. So do rehearse once or twice. Then you need to be very comfortable with the room we are going. When I go to make a presentation, when I go to take sessions and workshops, I always reach one day before. The previous evening, I check out everything. How the room is, what is the sitting arrangement, how the audio visual is there. If I'm going to play a video on my laptop, is it going to come on the sound system of the room or not? Is the PPT completely visible or not? Is it working on their system? Do I have a backup? Is it working on my system? So everything you need to check. Everything you need to check. You need to check whether the audio visual is working properly, whether the sitting arrangements are okay or not. And then when you are prepared with all of that, just move around, feel comfortable in that room. So that is the first preparation that you do. Then you also need to arrange the content. What you will start with, you've already written the start, and then in between, a number of times what a number of presenters do is that they pack too much content in their presentation, and that is overdoing it. You cannot bore your audience with too much content. Just what is it that they require and which you can cover impactfully in those 20 or 30 minutes, whatever time you have. So arrange accordingly. Whatever is must be covered. Think, what is it that will fulfill their need the most? So, for example, if you are going to talk about housing loan to a set of prospective clients, they would be more interested in what is the benefit to them. So talk about that rather than going into all the features of your product. Think about what your audience needs and how you can fulfill their needs in those 20 minutes. So that comes as your must. Then something which could be additionally valuable, that comes as your should. If you have the time, cover that. Could is something which you might give them as handouts or brochures. You don't need to cover everything in your presentation. Think of your presentation as something that will whip up their appetite so that they want to know more, they want to act on what you have said. It should induce them to more action rather than make them dull after that. It should make them induced to take action. I'll now introduce you to some of the room settings. Now, what you see on the screen now, that is the typical classroom setting. And this is not the best setting that you can have, because here everyone is expecting you only to talk, and it is not the other people's responsibility. And you cannot get everyone's attention full at the same time when the sitting is like this. In corporate settings, you could have something like a U-shaped table where you can move inside the U and you can connect better with other people. Here you're also giving them the opportunity to talk to each other. It is all right if people are talking a bit to each other, because people learn and discuss, and they might very often we think that they're talking of something else. I must have their full attention. They might be talking of the same topic, and you can allow them to do a bit of chit chatting in between. That is completely all right. In fact, a lot of the times when I am doing workshops, I like the sitting to be like this, where people can discuss with each other. You can give them some work to do, some higher order intellectual activity which they might be engaged in, some analysis, some evaluation. And here you are involving them more and more. Just think according to what is the content that you have and how you will meet your audience's need best. If this setting serves your purpose better, use this setting. In educational settings also, this kind of sitting arrangement is used more and more. I prefer this the most when I am in physical classrooms. And after you've done all of this, you need to stand and deliver. When you stand and deliver, what are some of the things that you need to take care of? Let me cover that now. In communication, the maximum impact is made not by the verbal communication, not by the words that you use. It is by the non-verbal communication. So how should you dress when you are making a presentation? You should not look very different from your audience. So if it is like cool IT guys dressed in shorts and slippers and t-shirts, you cannot go dressed in full formal. Just think of your audience, dress just a level up than they are dressed. So if they are dressed in t-shirts and shorts, you might like to dress in jeans and t-shirt. Just think, you just need to look a little bit more formal than them. If there are a set of bankers and they are dressed in full formal, you might want to look very formal yourself in a suit and a tie, maybe, whatever is a formal dress. A little bit, just slightly more dressed up than they are, but it should not be anything distracting in any way. Whether you are a man or a woman, don't wear anything distracting. You want people's attention on your message, not on the way you are dressed up, not on anything, any accessories that you're wearing. A number of times people don't know what to do with their hands. So people feel like, what do I do with these two extremities that we have, these two limbs? So they put it in their pockets. That is not the best way to do it. Sometimes they put it at the back of their hands. Again, not a great way. Tied in front, not a great way. You can start in the beginning like this. Both hands joined together, but loosely joined together. And then as you start moving your hands for using them for gestures. Use your hands naturally. Don't try to be extra gesticulative. Don't be very fixed. Just flow naturally and use your hands like that. What to do with your legs? When you stand up, stand confidently on both your legs. Don't put too much pressure on one leg or the other. Confidently on and with equal pressure, equal weight on both the legs. Do you want to use the podium? It feels like a very good support and it has covered a lot of your body, so you feel protected by that. This is like a shield between you and the audience. Don't use the podium because you are a powerful, confident speaker. You don't need that shield. Step out into the open. Let yourself be exposed to the audience. Let them see you. A podium is a crutch. Do away with it. Then wear your smile. Let your audience know that you are happy to be here. You are happy to connect with them, to talk to them, to deliver value to them. Make eye contact with your audience. And how do you make eye contact? Don't look at only one side, this side or that side. Keep looking at both the sides of the room. When you're speaking virtually, look only at the camera. Don't look at the faces on the screen. Look at the camera, and that is how you make eye contact in the virtual world. Do not make anybody feel uncomfortable with your gaze when you are in a physical room. Don't look at only the front row or a few people. Keep moving your gaze comfortably from one side to the other. Look at the entire room, front, middle, and back. Your eye contact is one great way through which you connect to people. You've already learned how to make a great start, and you've already learned how to dress and look. Now, how to make it engaging throughout. So, you've already arranged your content. So, you've made sure that you will be talking sense and fulfilling their objectives. When you've arranged, you need to take care that you take them from the known, what they already know, to the unknown, and from the simple to the complex. Use humor in between, crack a few jokes so that you keep them relaxed and happy. Use the storytelling technique. You have a complete course on storytelling later on. So use the storytelling technique, and storytelling is not a big thing. You can use stories from your own life to capture attention. Another way to keep them engaged is keep asking them questions, open-ended questions, so that they keep relating to you. Now, coming to the concluding part, we'll talk about how to use PPT. Remember that your PPT is not your presentation. You and your content, how you are going to deliver it, that is your presentation. Your PPT is an aid. And more than for your audience, it is an aid for you. It helps you structure your presentation, and that is why you have it. Engage your audience not through the PPT, but through interaction with them, through meeting their needs, through asking them questions, and the way you convey your message to them. PPT is an aid for you. However, you can use PPT intelligently to keep their attention engaged. Use pictures to demonstrate what you are talking about so that they will remember it more. Very powerful pictures. Use words, but words must be few. Don't use too many words. Do not clutter your PPT. Very few words. Remember, it is more for you. And you are not going to read from the PPT. You already know the content. The PPT is just a reminder and a structure for you. Use it in that way. Sometimes when you can use PowerPoint very powerfully is use them as graphs. So this is where we were in the last quarter, and our performance has been so good that we have already reached here from the last quarter till now in our sales. So you can use graphs pictorially to give them a good idea of the growth of the development. So graphs can be very powerful. Use different colors and use your creativity. Think of your PPT as a way to connect better with an audience rather than clutter it with a lot of content. Now, there are a lot of AI tools in the market to create PPTs. They can be helpful. Even ChatGPT, if you give it the content, it will create a nice PowerPoint for you and give it to you. There are other AI tools like Canva is a very good tool. I use it very frequently. Gamma OI is another tool which I use, and they're all powerful tools. But remember, they are tools. First, you need to feed in what you want. Tell the tool what you really want to use. Just play with these tools and you will know, but the content has to be yours. Once you get the PPT from the AI, then again you will need to modify because it will not give it to you exactly as what will serve your needs. So use it and use the PPT as an aid, not as the main content. The next time that you are going to make a presentation, think of what you want people to think of you as. What kind of brand you want to create for yourself? Do you want people to say that, what a wonderful presentation, what a wonderful presenter, what a great communicator? Oh, I would wait for the next presentation. How well they have explained everything. I am now ready to take action on this. Think of what you really want to create your image as. Your next presentation is an opportunity to create that brand for you.